Good morning, guys, or actually good afternoon. I guess it depends where you're watching. But I'm back and welcome back to my channel. So this is going to be like a little bit of a get ready with me, but it's going to be answering questions that I get through TikTok and Instagram. So, like, by the way, I'm not the best at makeup. I just kind of like chuck it on and hope for the best. This concealer is really pale, by the way, but yeah. So let's get going. So one of the first questions, and this is probably like one of the biggest, actually no, I'm not going to start with the biggest question. I'm just going to go through the list of questions that I get asked on my TikTok lives and stuff like that. So as some of you know, I am a qualified teacher. So I used to teach primary school children. So I taught in reception, age 5 and 4, and I really enjoyed it. Obviously I went to university for a very long time to do this, and it is something that I always wanted to do. So like when I was a child, it was something that I always knew that like I just wanted to do. So it does kind of like suck a little bit that I don't do it anymore, but the reason that I don't do it anymore, which I'll go into, is like for my own sanity basically. So would I go back into teaching is one of the questions that I get asked quite a bit. So yeah, I think like I would go back. By the way, I have moisturised my face and stuff like that, and I'm just chucking on this concealer, which is way too pale, but we move. So the main answer to that is yes, I would go back into teaching. It's not something that I want to do right now because obviously I'm like exploring other avenues. By the way, this is just a L'Oreal like tinted moisturiser kind of thing rather than like a full coverage foundation. But yeah, it's quite orange, so bear with me. But yeah, it is something that I would do, but it's just not something that I want to do like at the moment. Obviously I'm exploring other avenues, I have other things going on, but it is still like a passion of mine. I love children. Obviously one day I want children of my own, which I'll go in again in this get ready with me. I talk about that as well. But yeah, so it is something that I will go back to one day. Look how orange this is. I blend it out, so don't worry. But yeah, just at the moment, not something that I would do. Someone asked me the other day, would I recommend teaching to other people? So I don't want to start slandering teaching and like how it's such a bad negative thing and like no one should do it and stuff like that, because that is not the case. Like, sorry. That isn't the case. I don't think that. However, I think you need to be like in a really good mental state for yourself, and also you need to be, look how orange this is. You also need to be in a really good school that supports you. So I would recommend people to be a teacher. It's bloody hard work, but it is flipping rewarding, and it is sometimes worth it. If you're really passionate about teaching and about children and about like shaping the future, then 100% teaching is a really good job and a really good like opportunity to do that. However, don't be expecting high pay, don't be expecting to relax, because a lot of the time, sorry, there's like a fly. A lot of the time you're working past 3:30. People think, oh, it's 8:30 till 3:30. No, a lot of the time you are there a lot later, doing your lesson plans or catching up with your other teachers and stuff like that for the next day. The first year of teaching, people say, is the hardest, which I 100% agree. Like, the first year of teaching is when you need to obviously start like afresh. So you're having to like start all of your lesson plans and stuff like that, and just kind of like preparing. So that is like the hardest year. And then obviously like I said, the money isn't good, so that doesn't really motivate you. So it is like, if you want to be a teacher, you need to do it because that is what you're passionate about. Now, I know so many teachers that have wanted to be a teacher since they were a child, like myself. Then they go into teaching and they're like, whoa, this is a lot harder than I thought, and it's not as rewarding as I hoped, and so on. That is true. Like, my experience with teaching was very challenging, and I think that was because of the school that I was in. There was no support. The children that I taught were really like challenging children. They were really kind of like from deprived areas, doesn't have a lot of home support and bits and bobs like that. So it obviously just made our lives as teachers a lot harder. Whereas maybe if you went to like a different area where they weren't as deprived and their parents were a bit more supportive, for example, then you might not get the same sort of problems that I did. And by the way, guys, this isn't a full beat glam look. This is just a really like natural kind of thing. So I'm not contouring or anything like that. Not that I'm very good at that anyway, but I just thought I'd let you know in case people were like, what the hell are you doing? So yeah, I would recommend being a teacher if you are thick-skinned, don't mind working a little bit longer. Also, one thing about teaching as well is you get obviously the summer holidays and you get like the time off for half term and stuff like that, but you cannot take other bits of time off. Like if you and your family are planning on going away outside of the summer holidays or outside of half term, it's you can't. It's in your, it was in my contract for each school that I worked at, that you weren't allowed to take time off outside of those set times. So don't be thinking, oh, I'll be able to grab a cheeky week like while the kids are at school, because you can't. Which then leads on to make like all the holidays that you do have are more expensive because you're taking it during half term and during summer holidays. So it means that when you go away, it is more expensive. Those, like the main kind of factors why I left teaching, that's literally my makeup done. Like I just chuck on that shit basically and just hope that it sticks. Brush my eyebrows up a little bit. Like I said, this is just a real like casual look, so I'm not going to do like my soap brows and stuff like that. Yeah, the reasons I left teaching was because my school was really challenging. I didn't have any support, so I was really struggling, and the money was really bad, and I just thought this is not beneficial for the money that I'm getting and the stress that it's putting on me. So yeah, I think if you want to be a teacher, do it. You will love it. It's amazing, it's rewarding, it's fantastic, but you need to make sure that you are ready for that kind of like commitment. So that is literally my makeup done. So I just used Hoola for my bronzer and I just buffed it around my face. I used the iconic highlight drops to obviously highlight. I have my eyebrows tinted anyway. I have my eyelashes done anyway. I use Revolution XX for concealer. I use this for foundation. It's just like a tinted moisturiser thing. And then I just use Laura Mercier for my blusher. This is my favourite blusher because it's got like a little shimmer in it. But yeah, that's it. And now I actually am going to try something really new that I've never done before. So I bought this curler from Primark. It was only £8 and it's like a chopstick curler, so it's really tight. So I'm going to do that. I'm really excited to see what it looks like. I'm probably going to look like a poodle, but I'm really excited. It was only £8, so we'll give it a go. But yeah, that is, oh, look bold. That is the teacher questions kind of over with. But if you want me to do a whole nother teaching video, obviously I can do that. With this chopstick, I feel like I need to really kind of like finely partition my hair. So I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to start off, I'm going to do it roughly. I have never used one of these before. So in the comments, if you think I'm doing this wrong, please let me know, because, oh my God, I hope my nipple wasn't out then. Because I don't know if I'm doing this right. But yeah, anyway, so another question that I get asked. So a lot of people ask me relationship questions and I don't know why, but we're going to go with it. Now, please take this information that I say with a pinch of salt. Relationships for everybody are different. Relationship for me may be completely different to the relationship you have with your partner. Relationship with my partner, Biggs, is probably different to the relationship I've had in the past, and I'm sure he will say that his relationship with me is different to relationships he's had in the past. So please bear in mind when I'm talking about these relationship questions that they are my own opinion and I am a human. Yeah? I'm human. I am a human. A human. So just bear that in mind. Right, let's get chopsticking. So yeah, how do you know if the person you're with is the one? This question's really interesting, and I spoke to Biggs about this yesterday because I was like, how do you know? And do you know what? You don't. you don't actually really know, because I'm sure everybody can vouch for me on this one, especially when you get to like a certain age. Like I'm 28, Biggs is 30. So if we didn't think each other was the one, we wouldn't be fucking like messing about with each other. Do you know what I mean? Like we wouldn't be living together. We wouldn't be wasting our time with each other because we don't have lots of time to waste. Does that make sense? Like I'm not sat here saying we're 62, oh my God, we're getting old, we need to think about what we want to do. But like we're not 21 anymore, you know? So like, how do you know if someone's the one? You don't know. Like, you don't know. I don't know how long to hold this for. My hair's going to fall out. Oh, I'm excited. Oh my God, it's stuck. Right, okay, it's not what I thought it was going to look like. This is not what I thought it was going to look like. I don't know if I've done it too thick. I'm not happy with that. I'm boiling. I'm swelling up. All right, we're just going to carry on. It's going to take a while. Oh my God, let's do a thinner piece, lol. How do you know if someone's the one? You don't know. You just have to kind of take that risk. But I feel like if you start seeing red flags early on, then duck. No, but like obviously talk about it. It depends. If you really, really like the guy or really like the girl, then I always think that you should like talk about, if there's an issue, you should talk about it and share that issue and see if you can overcome that issue. If that issue is something that constantly gets brought up or is arising all the time, then that person probably isn't going to change. So therefore, if that issue is going to affect you so much, oh my God, did you see that? Oh geez, that's hot. This is going absolutely awful. Oh my God. Biggs is gonna die when he gets home and sees this hairstyle. I look like a judge. Yeah, if you think that problem is going to keep on arising, he or she isn't the one for you. That problem might not be a big problem, might not be a big issue to somebody else, but to you, and you need to stay true to yourself, if you think that that issue is really, really going to affect your relationship, and you've spoke about it, and there's nothing you can do, then you need to be true to yourself and leave. Like, I know it's tricky, I know it's hard, but yeah. We've got 3 different curls going on, and my hair's past my waist. Look how short that is. But we're going to go with this because I'm going to an event tomorrow and I want to see if I like my hair like this to do it for the event. So yeah, in answer to how do you know if someone's the one, you don't. It is a risky game. It is a risk that you have to take, but it's up to you if you want to take that risk, you know? I think on a positive side of that though, if the person makes you laugh and they make you happy and they make you smile and you make each other happy, and you can see yourself building a life with that person, they're offering you things that maybe no one's offered you before. Like, I don't know what the priorities are for you guys, but for me it'd be like children, passionate, love, blah, blah. Like, if I haven't had that in a previous relationship and I've got it in this relationship, I would say that they are more suited to me because that's what I look for in a relationship. So I think if you're doubting your relationship, or before you get into a new relationship, you need to sit down and think to yourself, what do you want? What makes you happy? What do you want your partner to have? Like, what qualities? And then make sure that that is happening. And if it's not, there's plenty more fish in the sea, you know? Right. What if sorry, I keep having to look over at the questions. What if your family aren't supportive of your relationship? Ooh. I remember back in the day when I was probably like 16, I was with this guy, he wasn't very nice, and my family obviously weren't supportive of the relationship because the guy wasn't a very nice guy. So back then, obviously being a lot younger, I didn't see that. I was like, you just don't want me to be happy. You know, when you're really young and you think, oh my God, my life's so hard. Like, you know, you're like Kevin and Perry. It was like that, and I honestly just thought that they just weren't happy for me because they were just my parents. But now obviously I'm older, I look back and I think, no, like, he was a little shit. So there was obviously reasons that they didn't support it. So the answer to what to do if your family don't support your relationship is think about it, speak to your family, and think logically. If anyone's got any tips, please leave in the comments what I can do to make this look better. Think about it. Your family probably aren't just disliking this person in your life for no reason. Wow, that's a mess. there's probably a reason for it. So have a think, speak to them, see what they say, and like just know that if there is anything that they're trying to protect you probably. How to communicate and understand each other. This is a really interesting one because I always say communication in any relationship is key. Communication is absolutely key. You need to make sure that you are communicating with your partner what you are happy about or what you're not happy about. For example, if your partner is messaging other girls on Instagram, Snapchat, WhatsApp, and you're not happy with it because the girls are someone he's had past with, or the girls are throwing themselves at him or her, or whatever, you just don't like the situation that your boyfriend or girlfriend is portraying, you need to talk about that. How to communicate, I would say, is just always be honest, always try and do it face to face if you can. Obviously, I've had a long distance relationship with Big, so it was more difficult to sometimes speak over FaceTime because the signal can be shit or like you're misunderstanding each other. But communication is key. So if you can communicate face to face, just be honest. Just speak your mind. Try not to say nasty things. Like, try not to be like, well, you're a fucking dickhead or whatever. Like, try and just keep it really mature and just communicate the problem at hand. Another thing I'm really like on as well, if you have discussed a thing that has upset you, don't keep bringing it up. If, for example, your boyfriend or your girlfriend is messaging somebody behind your back and you don't like it and you see it and you say to them, I don't like you keep messaging that person, I want this to stop. And then they stop. And then 2 weeks down the line, you have an argument about something else and you say to them, oh, go and message blah, blah, blah again. That's not healthy. That is not going to keep your relationship happy. Like, once you have resolved a problem, you can't keep bringing it up. In my eyes, anyway, I don't think that is going to make your relationship happy and healthy. So another top tip as well is, if you can, when you are having tricky conversations with them, with whoever, stay calm, stay calm, try not to say nasty things. And if you can touch them, just like rest your hand on them or rest your foot on them or whatever it may be, because I find as well that the touch will make it grounds you. So it's like, actually, yeah, I'm arguing here with somebody that I love. The touch reminds that person that, it reminds you that. What red flags are there to look for? This is quite a good one, actually. Red flags are different for every person, I guess. Like, my red flags might be completely different to your red flags. Do you know what I mean? So this is quite a tricky one. My red flags personally are like, and people are going to laugh at me with this, and I know for a fact that Biggs has been very outward on previous YouTube videos with people that he has cheated on past relationships. Now, to me, I'm not stupid, obviously that is a red flag. That obviously is a red flag for anybody. But also, you, again, and this is what I've said, if you decide to move on from a situation, you need to move on solely. So that red flag, of course, somebody cheating previously, and people always say once a cheat, always a cheat, and all of that, of course, that is a red flag. And I have put myself in that situation, like, I'm not stupid, I'm 28, I've had a long-term relationship previously, like, I know how relationships work. But Biggs will also sit there and say, yeah, but it takes like someone special to obviously not cheat on. You can call me stupid, you can say whatever you want, but so red flag, obviously, if they've cheated in the past. How fucking ironic of me to say that, how hypocritical. Another red flag to me would be lies. So although people cheat on people, if they are being honest with you and they, you can only take their word for it at the start of a relationship until that trust is gained, relationships should not be built on lies. So in my eyes, if they are lying to you, that is a red flag as well. A question that I get asked a lot, and I mean a lot, is about babies. So people always ask me if I want babies. People always ask me if I'm going to have babies with Biggs. So this is quite a asked a lot question, basically. Yeah. Right, I'm just gonna... yeah, so people always ask, like, if and when I'm gonna have babies and so on. I'm really okay with this question. I know some people get really upset about it, but I don't, like, I'm okay with it. I want babies, Biggs wants babies. It's quite a known fact that we want babies, like, we'll openly say it. We're not planning on obviously having any babies anytime soon, but you never know, obviously, like, what could happen. But we both are well into having babies, like quite a few babies, and like, you know, we're not getting any younger, we live together, blah, blah. So yeah, there obviously will be babies on the card at some point, but we're not saying that this is going to be anytime soon. So don't start getting your baby shower gifts ready. Right, another question. What do I do? My boyfriend's just cheated on me. Okay, that is really tricky. I've kind of addressed this like a minute ago, and it's up to you what you do. Like, there's no right or wrong answer to this. Your friends probably be like, fuck him, leave him, like, he's not worth it, blah, blah, blah. I don't know any background to your story. It just says my boyfriend shit on me, what do I do? But, like, it depends. It's easier said than done to leave somebody, isn't it? But if he's cheated on you, like, obviously you're feeling like shit. Like, how long have you been together? Have you got children? Have you got a house? Like, all those factors obviously get taken into consideration when somebody cheats on somebody. But at the end of the day, it is a betrayal of your trust. Like, how do you ever get over that? How do you move on from that? If you do decide to move on from that, like I said, it's not something you can keep on bringing up. So, but yeah, that's basically all of the questions. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I didn't waffle on too much. So I'm just going to carry on getting ready now, and then I'll come back and show you this hair, because I feel like I'm invested in what this is going to look like. So we shall see. I had to take my dressing on off, so excuse me just sat in my Primark bra, but I was absolutely sweating. This barrel was so hot. But we're getting there. But I'm like confused now. I don't know whether to brush it out with my fingers, put some, like, I don't know, like, do you leave it? Because that's nuts. So I don't know what to do. I'm feeling like really excited. It looks like a wig. So I'm like, I don't know what to do with this. I like it though. Like, I like it because it's different. And I like it because it makes my hair look super duper blonde. But I am like, what do I do? Okay, so this isn't done. It doesn't look real. Like, let's remove that frizzy bit there. I can't. I can't deal. So funny. Like, it looks hilarious. I actually don't know how I feel about this. Guys, please comment what you think about this look. Right, so I'm gonna run my fingers through it and hope for the best. Actually, I'm gonna take a picture first. So yeah, that's it. That is the finished look. I've changed my top because I wanted to take some photos. I thought the black contrasted with my hair better. But I hope you've enjoyed this get ready with me. Obviously it's a little bit different to what I normally do. It's general chat and a little bit of a crazy hairstyle. But let me know in the comments what you think. Sorry, I've got a gap in these eyelashes and it's really annoying. Let me know in the comments what you think. And yeah, I will see you guys soon.